Just-in-time accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at www.justintimeaccessories. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Check it out. Just in Time Accessories. We have the bling and everything in between. Tayama Copeland is your independent paparazzi consultant. Everything is only $5. You can catch Tayama on Facebook Live at Tayama Copeland, or you can find her at
Legacy Unlocked. When you're locked out of your vehicle, can't get in your car, call Legacy, serving West Palm Beach and surrounding cities. That's area code 229-630-7615. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you been denied disability, Social Security, or custodianship of your children? Call Antonio Williams. He has the knowledge and experience to fight the government on your behalf. Let him represent you. That's Antonio Williams, your non-legal attorney consultant.
The one thing that I found out in my life is that God doesn't bless who you pretend to be.
Ooh.
He blesses who you really are.
Oh my goodness.
And a lot of people are trying to put on a facade of who they really want to be. And I'm telling them, if you're honest with where you are right now, that's the only way you can move to where you really want to be.
Okay.
Now I'm from the Midwest. So I don't know how to get to every place, so I put it in the GPS. The first thing the GPS asks you is, can I use your location?
Okay.
And I think too many people are saying they're somewhere that they're not. And if they could actually, in 2024, say, you know what, I want to go to somewhere different, but I got to be honest about where I am right now.
Okay.
I guarantee you that I will get over 95% of the African American vote. I promise you.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit?
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of The Anthony Brown Show. This segment that we call ATL Family and Friends. I'm yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown. It is so great to be back, to be in the numbers just one more time. How y'all doing this evening? I just want to remind everybody, definitely, if you're new to the channel or if you're a frequent flyer and you've been here before, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. We're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. And our goal is to hit 100,000. So definitely share it and tell all your friends and family, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your flavors for the night, your boy toys, your side chicks. Tell them all about the show so they too can come over here and find out what the craziness is all about. And they can enjoy the funniness and the craziness and the information that they get from the ATL show. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that thumbs up, which is the like button. That lets us know that you appreciate what we're doing, and it also tells YouTube that you appreciate it. They share our materials with other people with similar interests, and they'll too will come over here and find out what's going on. And while you're at it, go ahead and comment below. And if you comment, we'll show the comment on the screen, read it, and respond accordingly. As I tell you guys, every week we do this show twice a week, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With various topics, trending topics, what's going on in the news, what's hot and what's not. But tonight might be a very short show because, we all got a few things to take care of. So, but we're not going to be in front of you long, but we're going to be in front of you strong. Hey, so get ready. Get ready, get ready, get ready. I'm joined tonight by none other than my sister with the voluptuous, round, juicy, gangantuous, gigantic, voluptuous, humongous cakes. You know what I'm saying? Wedding cakes ain't got on her. Duncan Hines ain't got on her. Pillsbury, Sarah Lee, all them could take the back seat. Because my sister, this here, she got some cakes on her. I'm joined by none other than Miss Juicy Cakes herself.
Peace and love, blessings. How are you?
Juicy, drive them crazy.
Listen, I'm a tired cake today.
And all them layers will do it to you.
Yes. Nianki, he goes to school tomorrow. So we getting all of everything together. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'm so happy for him. And I'm so hurt for me.
I know you probably sad.
My best friend. I don't know if I can
Did y'all
let him
do
go.
y'all do the color purple? Me and you shall never part.
Not yet. I've been stalling though.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm also joined by none other than my little big brother. I love him dearly. Ladies adore him. Women love him. I tell you, he's all that and a bag of chips. Only because he could fit inside the bag of chips. You know what I'm saying? Because he's so little, literally. But he packs a big old punch. So beware. Legacy, kill him dead. The great. You're mute.
Yeah.
I said a punch and a stroke.
Look,
Oh, Lord.
45. I'm
Punch
trying
and
to
a
hear what
stroke.
he talking about. I was waiting.
Hey,
I had to wait my turn.
punch and a stroke.
Listen,
Yes.
you know they say dynamite come in small packages,
That's what they say.
and it deliver a big blow.
All right, TNT.
Boom.
Boom shakalaka.
No, that would be cake with the shakalaka. I just said boom.
His is a tick, 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 boom, dynamite.
That's it. That's it. You forgot
Okay.
your school. You forgot your school. You remember you used to play pitty pat.
Oh man.
That's why right now you ain't got that video, because I know if I'd have said that, you'd have went right to that video.
Yes. Tweet, 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 tweet. The best thing. Rock in the treetop all day long.
Pumping and singing that song. All the little girls on
Killing it.
Jaybird Street love to hear the dream go drip, 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 rock and ride.
Oh Lord,
Yes, Legacy has a daughter. So his daughter has definitely made him a girl dad. And men that love their daughters will do anything to make them happy. So yes, his daughter be having him doing a rock and robin, tweet tweet, and patty cake and hopscotch. Ring around Rosie.
Listen, she ain't gotta make me do the hopscotch. I used to love hopscotch.
Okay.
Yeah. Jumping jump rope, double dutch. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, because you're so close to the ground.
oh Lord.
Tick, tick, tick.
Don't do
it. Jeanette prepared dinner tonight. I was trying to get the dinner down before the show started. She fixed tonight curry chicken, rice, vegetables, gravy, candy yams, and some collard greens. I tell you, they're so good.
Did the collard greens come out your garden?
Some came out the garden, some she bought because I didn't have enough.
Now, y'all, Jeanette didn't get home at about 7.
Right.
And she done throw together
7,
a
and
full
she
meal.
threw it, and she came in there and put it down.
Yeah, Jeanette don't play in the kitchen.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
Have y'all been following the Olympics?
No.
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 No. Why? What happened?
No, I don't know. I haven't been following it. I just heard that America's holding their own, and they got a few gold medals, but I don't know how many.
Oh, so you were hoping that we had, and we could tell you.
No, that
Yeah.
motherfucker way. Look.
Well, see, what it was. I have actually tried to look at the Olympics because I wanted to see if the people were going to swim in that shithole. That was the only thing I was tuning in for. And I think I have like 2 more days. I think on the 2nd of August, they'll come back and revisit and see, are they going to get inside that water? And I'm going to tune in to see if they do then too.
Juicy, did you see the entrance to the Olympics?
Mm-mm. But Nubian showed me a picture, and she was like, "Is that LeBron?"
Yeah, LeBron was walking in, but if you ever go back and watch the intro of when they walking into, I think it's Paris, how they symbolize and use images of what the end of the world is gonna be like, and it showed them walking in with the pale horse, with the gray horse, and you got to remember now, the white horse, no, it's the pale horse and the white horse, and then it was a mechanical horse, and you have to remember, before these people, remember now, the pale horse comes in with famine, death, and all of that stuff, wars and stuff like that. You know, before they do things, there's a code that they have to introduce what they're gonna do to us or what they're planning on doing before they can do it.
Right.
And that's what that was. That was the introduction to what's about to start taking place right now.
Oh man.
And as Christian as Christianity is in the Western culture, to me, I just was baffled by watching the American people walk in, all the athletes and stuff walk in to this bullshit. And I'm like, and not only did they do that, Juicy, they also had a big picture of the Last Supper, where everybody who was predicted on the picture were people, everybody who are in the LGBT community.
Wait. Rewind. Say this again.
They had a picture of the Last Supper with Christ and all the disciples up. And every member that was one of the disciples in Christ were of the LGBT community. It was a LGBT community Last Supper. Now, if anybody remember the last time somebody mocked Christ and God, I want to say it was what's the place everybody love to go to over there now?
Dubai.
Who?
Dubai.
The last time they had a big thing that they mocked and was supposed to have been the devil sticking Christ on the ground with the fork and all of that there, a horrible storm came through and flooded and damn near destroyed Dubai.
So God was angry.
You can't mock him. So they ushered us in. They went on ahead and ushered us into what it is they're getting ready to bring about to the United States.
You know, and that's what I was saying on the last show, that I don't care necessarily about the political aspect of it. It's the deceit that's being done. No. Hold on, he's trying me, y'all. He was like, "You're not muted." He thinks because I'm on the show, he gonna get away with stuff. Whew. You're not taking the Xbox.
That's when you pull it off right there.
That's when you're trying.
I
He
used to
just don't
couldn't
even
listen.
understand.
Let me tell y'all something. I used to couldn't wait till my mama get her red cup. Tony, you know what I'm talking about? Her and my daddy used to get that red cup, and then after, especially on a Friday, we done had the video game taken from us, and they'll hide it up in their closet. They be done use that red cup so much that they done went in there and fell asleep. Me and my brother Eve right on up there, go in their room, go into their closet. Get the game, come out and play it for about 3 hours, and then go put it back.
Let me tell you, I am going through it with Nikhil and Naeem and doing that shit. Man, I'm about to take them to JUCO. I'm like, somebody gonna have to arrest them and make them feel like they stealing. Like they cannot sit here and I'm like, if you can do this to me, you're gonna do this in the real world.
Well, they haven't.
Huh?
Well, they haven't.
They haven't had a chance. They're only 9 and 12.
Okay.
And technically, Nikhil did steal something when he was like 2.
Oh, that don't count.
I know it don't count, but I'm saying I should have been watching it. I should have been paying attention.
Well, what they been hearing you for? What they been hearing you for, Juicy?
My cell phone, my iPad. They done took the phone and changed the whole password. I had a text message at 3:48 talking about your Apple ID code is, and I said to Newbie, who needed my Apple ID code? She said, "Mommy, that's a scam." Next thing I know, I got charges.
Because what?
It wasn't no scam. It was Nikhil and Naeem. They changed it and they was accessing. They hackers. A 9 and 12-year-old hacker.
Listen, I told tell you about. I said, listen, whatever you do, don't let Jalen get hold to phones and tablets when he's little right now. Don't let him get so exposed to that, because I'm telling you, I just believe any baby that was born 2020 and above, COVID kids, they different.
So I remember I read this article back in like 1999, and it was like a time frame of from 2000 millennium baby on until, and it showed the progression of their intelligence. And yeah, these children, like Nikhil literally sat there and said to me that times has changed, and Mom, you gotta understand, parents negotiate with children. Look at him like, no, we don't. And he's dead, and he's so hard. He really and truly just feels that this whole old school way of parenting. I'm only 47, but he said I'm old school way of parenting. It's just not gonna work in today's society, and I need to change. And I'm looking at him like, okay. I told him today. I said, let me explain to you. You're living the life like you really want to be independent, and that means I don't have to feed you. I don't have to do all these things, and I'm okay with it if that's what you want.
Then what he said?
He gonna talk about how hungry he is.
Yeah.
And maybe we could compromise, and he could work for some food, like wash the dishes and eat. I said, so you want a token economy? These kids.
You know, let me tell you something. I promise you this. And I believe in. Well, I believe you do too. But I've never, even right now, I've never had one of my boys say to me, "Daddy, I just think that, you know, because we the new age, that I don't think they'll say that to a man." because I ran a pure dictatorship.
You know, I somewhat feel that. And I have said to them, I feel that the reason they trying me is because the way life circumstances and things have taken place, they've
Mm-hmm.
seen people, especially like my brothers, try
Right.
me.
Right.
And I've been, instead of retaliating and saying you ain't gonna try me, I've been humble. So I
Right.
think they feel like I'm soft. I told them I'm gonna show you soft. My brother's gonna see soft.
Listen, but that's why, as great as women are, and it don't really matter black, white, blue, green, or yellow. You gotta have, and it don't necessarily even have to be a dad, a uncle, a big brother, somebody that's a crusher that come through, granddaddy that don't play. Get what? It be smooth sailing for mama.
And you know what? When my daddy got passed, that's what changed. My daddy ain't play that.
Smooth sailing.
He did not play that.
Yeah. That and this is something I've told Tony K. I think I may have even said it on here. I realized early that if you don't have, most time mothers when they by themselves, most moms become crushers. And most, I don't care if you're a boy or a girl, when you got a mama that don't care about bopping your goddamn head, brooms, mop, get what, boys get in line. But most of the time I realized that I had to be the bad guy in order for me to get my boys definitely where I wanted them to be, without living that. I needed them to fear me more than they feared the police.
That's true.
I was successful at that, and I just realized that my job was to be no nonsense. To be fair though, but to be no nonsense, and they have to understand that it ain't no consequences outside of God that's worse than me. And I told you about the time one of my sons called himself gonna get caught stealing in Walmart, and the folks told him we got three choices. We can take you down here to the jail, which is the DJJ, and then your mom and dad are gonna have to get called, or Tony, your Walmart. It was your Walmart, and they got the security room that's right there to the when you come in and you pass, and that security room before you walk out to go outside. That boy told them people, if you can't get in touch with my mama, just go ahead and call. Just go ahead and take me on down there to the jail. And then one of the white officers say, well, where your daddy at? He was like, you ain't gotta call him. So they called his mama and she answered the phone. She said, oh no, just call his daddy. Tony, when I walked in Walmart, I had my belt on my shoulder. When I got to that room, two white officers and a black officer. As soon as I walked, they seen the belt. I said, excuse me, gentlemen. They went and stood outside the door like they were my security. When I walked out that room from tearing his ass up, I had him around the back of his neck like this, walking out the door just like this in front of the police. My neck on the back, my hand on the back of his neck. I'm talking about just like this. I say, the one of the managers, which was a lady, she say, we supposed to, ban him from the store for a year. But he only in the 5th grade, and he ain't. We see he got a daddy, so we ain't gonna ban him. The sheriff, he looking, the look on his face was like, I know y'all heard all that. I said, anything else, officer? No, you can go on and go. All right, let's go. I'm squeezing the shit out the back of his neck. And at this time we stayed over at Sonoma Bay. So you don't walk past Sonoma Bay after school and then went over here to steal a fake gold necklace out of Walmart. I ain't had no more problem with stealing since.
Okay. Listen, juicing. And like, speaking of your cell phone, here, a kid destroys his home after phone was taken from him. Check this out.
Here. Take the baby bag. Mercy. Oh my God. Oh my God. My ex-kin is to my job. My ex-kin is to my job. Oh God.
I don't know where he. First of all, how old is he?
I don't know. He's old enough to pick up a big
Don't
hammer.
even matter. He had a cell phone.
Granite countertop is broke. The toilet seat, the toilet bowl is broke. Everything. So
he at least by 14.
Exactly.
He at least will never live in my house again.
And I'm praying that's her house and not a rental, because if that's a rental, they're going to put her out.
It's rental. Listen, bro, he got to go to jail, and he can never live in my house again.
Ever.
Ever.
Every flat screen TV was broke. The granite countertop is broke.
Yep.
The toilet bowl is broke, and the toilet seat is broke.
Yep.
Every mirror broke. Every TV broke. Every electronic in the house broke.
About a cell phone that he probably ain't even buy for himself.
He didn't buy it. If she was able to take it from him to punish him, it means she bought it.
Listen, I don't know who Mama that is. I bought a radio that was mine, and it wasn't even plugged up in the house. And my mama told me it was running up her electricity and told me to give me her box. I said, well, Mama, you didn't buy this. I'm going to say it one more time or you die.
Ashley said, so sad. Savage in the house. Savage said his ass will be broke just like that damn toilet seat.
Oh, man. Listen, man. I don't know. I just know that if I walked in my house and that was how it was done, I got to go ahead and give my man ass whipping.
First of all, that's number one.
Yeah. And I ain't talking about with no belt, because right now you need to have that hammer glued to you. The way that I'm coming at you, you're going to need to hold that hammer heavy. You're going to need to be Thor. You're going to need to be Thor, the God with the hammer in his hand, because I'm going to be wearing that ass out. I'm trying to snap jaw, all of that. Yeah.
She walking around videotaping and crying.
Yeah. And where was he?
I don't know.
Listen, the Lord probably had to walk him on straight to the police department for pure protection. If I'd have done that to Joseph and I knew I'd have called the police on myself.
If I did that,
But that's the part that's the part that gets me, like everything. You recording and you crying. He like I would not be able to record and cry.
I'll be damn time. I'm whooping his ass.
That or I'm already charged.
You already handcuffs.
It's already over.
Yeah.
No way.
Them people supposed to have been saying go to commercial.
For real.
So somebody supposed to be saying go to commercial. Cause boy,
when I saw that house, I was like, damn.
Like a miniature tornado went through it.
And Juicy talked about taking electronics from her kids. Girl, beware.
Listen. You wanna know what I did? I ain't take the electronics. I sure as hell didn't. I took every cord that charged them bitches.
Listen, I'm telling you. I'm telling they got a thing at Tone. I'm gonna find it again where they showed it. How the kids are so attached to electronics. Not only kids, adults too. That when adults' phones don't function like they're supposed to, it sends their mind into a state of non-functioning. The average person can no longer read a map. Because everybody now mentally have transitioned over to GPS.
Kids these days don't even know what a phone book is.
Right.
No, what's worse is children today are having slow development and delayed speeches because the communication between mothers are nursing with their phones in their hands. That's the time you're supposed to be looking at your child and cooing and saying words so that they can see your lips move and learn how to speak, how to do things. And it's all being missed. It's all being missed by electronics.
Hey, Darren.
Darren, ain't nobody voting for no motherfucking Kamala. Ain't nobody voting for that hoe.
Yeah, when I saw that video, I was like, "Oh my god, I got to show this to them."
I wish the video would have had more intel on, like, where was the child when the mama came home? Did he do it in the presence of his mama, or what? I wish it had more information about it.
Then I'm trying to see the race of the mama because they showed her briefly in the mirror.
And she looked at, they have this new thing that they're doing now that's been out, but they're speaking on it now. It's called soft parenting, where the parents no longer believe in physical discipline. Listen,
that's what Darren said. You're not supposed to spank your children or your animals.
Listen, that's why my brother Darren's children stay over there and his animals stay with him. Cause I whoop ass.
And you know what? I'm gonna say, I had the approach. My first three, Nubian only got popped one time. Nas, he got spankings. Niamke, he got spankings. But Nikhil and Naeem, I was like, let me try a different approach. And that was part of our conversation. I said, I have done everything in my repertoire and dug deep to try to teach y'all how to have self-control and to leave people shit alone. Because those are two things you got to do in the world. Like, you can't mess with people's stuff. I showed them a video. We were just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram. And a friend of mine has posted a video of this guy put his foot on somebody's car. And the man pulled out his gun and shot him. And he shot him dead. And he was like, he just killed him because he put his foot on the car. Yes, people ain't playing today.
Because it's
So
disrespectful. You didn't get
it's
permission.
disrespectful.
None of
But
that.
not even whether you got permission, you violated.
Yeah.
Period. And there's no regard for somebody else's stuff, and that's where it is today. And
Yep.
I said, and the only thing I can see different, because my other three got it, but y'all two acting like y'all just not understanding, is because I ain't beat y'all ass.
Yep.
And I said, and I'd hate to have to go to that measure, and that's what the world does. I can't talk to you, so I gotta teach you. And the way to teach you is by putting some hands on you. And I'm just gonna have to do you like that. And I'm like, I don't like it because I don't want them to feel like that's the way that they have to resolve situations. I
But
want them to
Kate,
think that there are other things to do. But
Kate,
Lord have mercy.
let me say this. And when people tell me that bullshit right there, even the Bible say that God chastised those that He loves. He also say you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So nobody should reach firstly for physical discipline. That's why it's stop, don't do it. This the last time I'm telling you. Then that's 4 steps. And certain situations don't require 4 steps that can take you straight in the ass whipping. But if we go back where there was physical discipline, and we talking about parents that love their kids, we're not talking about the small group of people that go overboard and abuse their children. We're talking about the group of people, the large majority that love their children that will not abuse them but don't have a problem with giving them discipline. If we go back from throughout history, why is it that throughout history, till child support got involved and started saying that you couldn't put your hand on children, or not that the law even say that you can't physically discipline a child, because it does not say that. The law say you cannot abuse, which means you can't leave marks and bruises on your child to where they looked as if you lost control. But when if we look at the prison rate outside from what slavery and people came up with bullshit that laws to lock up black men for minute things to help filtrate and build America's country by giving them freedom, and then lock them up talking about they were panhandling, locking them up talking about they were vagrancy and things like that that sent people to 5 and 8 year prison terms. If you look at any time from the 40s to 90s, the incarceration rate for black men was low outside of Jim Crow laws. Black men wasn't just going to prison on bullshit for raping and murder and things like that on a large scale. When you started to implement school to prison programs, because that's what it is, the pipeline from school to prison. So when you take away the physical discipline of you, remember now, I know when I came up in high school, I can still get a paddling by a principal.
Mm-hmm. Miss
When
Johnson used to tell us up.
when you take if we go back to your mama them will tell you that they had teachers in class, they teachers used to take their knuckles and pop their knuckles, tear their butt up and send them home, and then you got a whipping when you got home for being disrespectful and for being disobedient. When you take away God out of school, so there's no protection. Because we're gonna separate that with church and state, separate God from church and state. When we say that, this is a Christian nation, supposedly, we why would you want to move God out of the schools? That's supposed to be protecting the children. That's supposed to be governing the teachers to make the best decisions for the children. Then you turn around and say the principals and the teachers can't pop them. Then you turn around and say the mama and the dad can't pop them. So the kids are no longer afraid of anybody. And now the only person that can control them is the judge, the district attorney, and the prison system. And if people don't understand that that's how they fill the prison, is by not allowing parents and guardians and neighbors who love these children and want the best for them to discipline them without them being shamed and say they're abusing these kids. then this is why we have the most people in prison. The United States have more people in prison right now than every country in the world combined. Because it's not about correction. It's about filling the prison system with disobedient. It's crazy because they still have God in the Pledge of Allegiance in the classroom and nations under God. So Savage, didn't they move? Didn't they move God out of the schools where you can't even really like pray
I
openly?
thought they removed God from the pledge of religion.
They haven't removed God out of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, I heard a while back they rewrote it.
Not people still saying one nation under God. The plan, the they planned the prison buildings in the third grade based off the test results. See, everything is based off the school to prison pipeline. Now, this is somebody we know that know the education system that's speaking on it. So by the time our children get to third grade, we have a moment of silence every day that is required for if kids want to pray, but they have to do it in solidarity within themselves, nothing openly, because it's supposed to have it because it may infringe on other people's who don't want to say who don't believe in God,
But they can't deny him. You can't deny the rights.
but you can't deny it.
Right? You have to provide the ability to do it, but and not deny. But you don't have to encourage it or partake in it as a whole.
As a person on here who we know is an educator, would you say as long as you've been teaching or even whether it's Sunday school or in the schoolhouse or wherever, would you say now that the children have become more unruly because the parents can no longer control them? Because if there's no method of discipline and
That's
the
why I
children
came out the classroom, because when I realized that my it's not a matter of control, but it's like my influence. I'm able to teach, but I'm governed by, at the time it was Florida, I had to teach per Florida standards. I had
right
to make sure that what I was giving these kids were based on the standard and what the state wanted them to know.
right
And so if I had children and I saw weren't getting it and I needed to reach them a different way, I couldn't even,
you couldn't
like,
go out the box.
I couldn't go out the box. The parents are so much into. I almost felt like the parents were being paid to not care about their children. Like, you only thing they were required to do was sign this document to state that they know their child didn't pass. Like,
Right.
I know they didn't get this lesson and it's okay. I acknowledge it. As long
Yep.
as that signature was obtained, that's all that mattered. And I couldn't do that. I'm not about to fail a child because the system say that's what should be done. It's like, nah, like, there's so many different things you could do to try to reach and get them. And sometimes religion can help, because if they identify with the Bible and the stories, or the whatever walk they do, you know, I could teach them with that
Hold on,
connection,
Kate.
but you couldn't
Savage
use them.
Kate Savage say she always go out of the box. That's the only way to reach these type of kids she deal with.
Her, my mom, and I told Savage before, and my mom asked me, and I said my children would go to school if I could guarantee that there were teachers like her, Savage. The reason why I couldn't go out the box is I kept getting in trouble. I I kept getting in trouble, but I was in Tallahassee at the time, and they just weren't for it, and I wasn't trying to fight against it because it was like, you know what, I could teach in different ways.
I'm gonna say, most people don't know this, but I do understand. Hold on, Savage say she played clean rap, gospel rap, and regular gospel in her classroom for them to listen to. You got to go by whatever method, Savage, you have to go by to reach them, because if they already feel lost outside of the school and ain't no hope at home, ain't no hope in society, and the only person that gives them hope is you, you got to be willing to do what it is you do. You got to be willing to risk it all to make sure that somebody can reach them, because, I mean, outside of those fence, some kids don't even eat when they go home.
Savage, on Messenger, I sent you the link if you want to come on.
Kids don't eat. They don't get their hair done. It's so much. Those children are your children, and you really got to do and take care of them.
Savage say it's about what school you are at. That way, that's why I teach where I teach. I never work at a college. And you know what, Savage? I promise you, I was about to say that is based off of where you're teaching at. If when like I told you, in Riviera Beach, there are teachers that when my son was going to school, I signed I myself signed a document, made it myself, signed it, and put it in the school record so that my kids could know that I trust this teacher right here, and she can tear your ass up. So if she popped your ass, and if she had any consequences, it'll come to me, and I will be there to say, no, I gave her permission. Because see, and once my kids knew that lady could pop them, oh my goodness. You mean to tell me my teacher can pop me? Oh yeah, she can tear your ass up, and then when she send that note home, I'm gonna tear that ass up. Hey,
Hey
Savage,
y'all, how y'all doing?
all
Hey,
right.
beautiful.
I didn't plan on coming on here. I was just strolling and saw y'all, and then y'all caught me with y'all topic. But
Well, your
yeah,
ass
I
know
never.
what time we've been doing this for 4 goddamn years. You know what
You
time
right,
we
but
on.
I ain't about to be in nobody's camera, so we already been through
I ain't
this.
nobody said nothing about that. What is you talking about?
That's Anthony's requirement, so that's why I don't come. Anyway, we ain't talking about that. Listen, um, I would
Don't
never
call
teach
me
at a.
out.
I would never teach at a. Well, I'm sorry, if the shoe fit. You know, you got to put that bitch on. Um, I love my job. I love my school. Like I would never work at a Caucasian school, and I love all kids. Don't get me wrong, but I just can't. I like the freedom. Like when I was at a mixed school before I got to Kennedy, um, I couldn't wear my earrings. I couldn't wear my head wrap. It was like certain things they didn't want me to wear, and I was like, I'll never make it like this. I got to be able to be free and think outside the box and teach outside the box. As long as I'm following the standards.
They tried to stifle your blackness.
Yeah. It was actually at a charter school. And when I saw how they were, I said, yeah, I can't do this. I said, once I get to my black school, I'm staying at my black school. So I stayed at that school. And I ain't never leaving. They're gonna have to call the police to get me out of there. I ain't never leaving.
Okay.
Legacy, why you laying down? You tired?
Very much.
But yeah, they start building jails based off of third grade data. I learned that a long time ago. That's how they base their prison amount, their prison numbers based off of statistics of a child in third grade to determine how many jails they're gonna need for the future.
Wow. We can't hear you, Legacy.
I don't come on here often, but every time I do, Legacy always having technical difficulties.
Well, over there in Cape Coral where he lives, he don't have internet.
Deception. Oh, so that video y'all was showing earlier, that's what a little boy did to his mama house, right?
Yep.
Because she took something away from him.
Took away his cell phone.
Y'all, did y'all see that video where that boy beat up that teacher because she took away his stuff? Did y'all play that?
I don't have that.
Oh, I wish I still had it. Some little boy got charged. A student, he was about 6'3", 275 pounds, beat on his teacher because he took away his game. It was in another state, I believe. This was like a few months ago. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
And see, but guess what? Then they put in rules, say teachers can't fight back. If the teacher fight back, the teacher get kicked out of education or educating. And then the child who does this, he's going to jail, so he's already have a record before he even leave high school.
The thing about it is, you got to know your kids. As a teacher, you got to know your students. You know which student you can step up to and take their stuff and what students you can't. And the student that you can't, you press the button and let the people in the hallway, they can put their hands on them, deal with it.
Yep.
Like, I know this I already know me and my temperament. So if it's a kid that I know, and this is rare, I know that's not going to give me what I'm asking for, that's going to show out, I'm not even going to go back and forth. I'm going to press the button, have you removed, and they're going to deal with you in the hallway where they can do they got these like holes and different things they can do on the kids. That's legal. Only certain people got it. It's called vital training. So they're going to restrain you and deal with you. I'm not about to do anything. I don't even break up fights no more. For what? That ain't what you pay me for.
Okay.
I press the button. Oh, they fighting. They fighting. Y'all better get here. They fighting.
I know that's right.
I think I broke up a fight. I broke up a fight my first year, and my back was hurting so bad. Like I had had the boy in a bear, like a death grip bear hug, and he was like 6'3". He was slim, but he was tall and strong. And by the next day, my back was hurting. And I said, never again when I break up a fight. And I have not broken up one ever since then.
Savage, okay. Savage, because you need your back.
Yeah, I need my back, my neck, my back. I need it.
Because you can't throw her ass in a circle without a back.
I've been behaving myself. I haven't thrown my behind in the circles in over a year and a half. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Yeah, because it went from throwing her ass in the circle to her behind.
Right. But yeah. And school start Monday. I can't believe school start Monday. Like, I'm just trying to process. I got to go back on Monday.
Y'all just I thought school. So that school start back on. I thought it started back on the 12th.
For the kids, teachers go back Monday.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Gotta get
we got a whole week without them. Yeah, they try to get us to come in today. I had already had plans. I'm out of town. Huh?
Yeah, I'm out of town.
Yeah, okay. I was preoccupied. So
check this video out. It's called "Son Finds Out Who His Dad Is."
So you were behind my back?
Yeah, I'm grown. I'm old enough now. I feel like I got the right to do that. So I just wanted to get a test and see what is my daddy.
And so you called him?
Yeah, I called him. He was like, he thought I was his son. So that means that
we don't see nothing funny.
Nah.
But see, I told you that was your dad. I first of all, that is your dad. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who you took the test with and what you had going on, but that's your daddy.
Yeah. It sounds good, but look, I'm just saying.
It sounds good.
Nah, that's the result. The results say what it say now. I can't lie. I can't fake no results. Now, if you had something going on, then the man that was my daddy.
First of all, you ain't had no business going behind my back. That's what you didn't have no business doing.
Yeah, but I just feel like I ain't had no bond with him like that. Like, I knew something was off. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I wanted to go get my results and see what's going on.
Let me tell you something.
It's okay. You know, I'm old enough, I understand. Now, if my real dad ain't want to take care of me, You know what I'm saying? And
See, some things are better left unsaid.
Oh, okay.
You should just left it like it was. I ain't tell you. I told you that was your daddy. You should have went right on with it all these years. You 18 years old, 19 years old now. You ain't. It's no sense in trying to go behind my back and figure it out. You too old.
Child, that boy ain't wrong. If he had a question, he had the right. Ain't nobody stunned her.
I think, yeah, he had the right to find out who his dad was, and he probably assumed all along that his mom was lying. Like he said, he didn't have no bond. The man who she was saying is his father. There's no bond, no connection. Probably didn't look alike. You know, so he's like, you know, this can't be my dad. You know, damn. You know, all these 18 years since you telling me this is my dad, but I still no bond, no connection, no nothing.
In
So.
fact,
And rumors probably was in the community that this other man was the dad, so he reached out and called the other dad, the other man, and the man said, yeah, he heard the same thing, that he was the dad. They did a DNA, and yes, you are the father, according to Jerry.
I feel some type of way. I feel robbed because you robbed me all of these years to know who my real biological father is and building that relationship. But it's still time, but you miss a lot when you miss those teenage years. You miss a lot.
I'm gonna say that. Kate, you got something to say?
I think the children should know, and the father and the mother, everybody should be aware of who is who. I don't believe in that secret stuff. If the father don't want to have nothing to do with it, so be it. If the child be like, oh, and I don't want nothing to, so be it. But the lies, we just don't need to be lying.
That's how you be around here hunting on your cousins. You don't know who your people is.
Right.
Legacy.
Listen.
It's a couple on Instagram who she gave up her child at birth.
I seen it. We seen it.
I showed that video
a year ago.
Oh no!
I didn't see it. What happened on the video?
I recently saw it.
No, the video I showed it was a couple of weeks ago. It was a lady who gave up her son at birth. Years later, he's grown now. They met, started dating, they had sex, had a child.
Two.
Kind of find out, yeah, 2 kids. And kind of find out the baby daddy is the son that she gave up at birth years ago.
No, this one, the lady, she gave him up, and she said she gave permission for him to look for her, like to let him know who she was if he ever came. And he chose not to. He met her. No, he chose to find her. He found her. He met her. They tried to have a relationship like mother and son, but instead they started falling in love with each other. And she asked him, like, would you ever date your son? And he told her, yeah. And then they just started kissing, and from then on, they've just been in this madly, lovely relationship. Can't nobody tear them apart. But they call each other mom and son and stuff like that. So it's like the best of both worlds. I get to take care of my child and be with him forever, but you didn't want him when you had him.
So she put dick out of her and put dick back in her.
The same thing.
Wow, Legacy, you just had to go there, didn't you?
But that's what it is.
Yeah, but you ain't have to go there. We all know what that is.
Well, I'm helping people understand clarity. She wanted double dick from her son.
Ain't nobody on this show retarded. Everybody can understand the
No. Maybe she ain't want double. Maybe she just really liked the baby daddy and she just couldn't let him go.
Man, ain't that much love in the world. If I found out something like that, ain't no way. There's no way. There's nothing you can say to make me stay with this person. Nothing. Nothing. I don't give a damn how much I love this person. You my child. What? That's sick. That's sick all the way around.
That's like a mama re-eating her baby pussy.
Okay. I'm finna bow out. I'm not about to do this. Disgusting.
That's nasty.
Why you say unnecessary stuff? Just disrespectful.
You can't help it.
That is not the same. Those don't even like that. Doesn't make no sense. They don't go together at all.
Tony, how is it any different than the
I love
same
y'all.
mother?
Good night, because I don't want to be seen talking like this. I am an educator, and I can't. That's disgusting, and I'm 100% against it. Love y'all.
Love you.
Love you too.
Listen,
So go
there's
ahead,
no.
George. Show another video.
Oh, y'all want me out? Y'all don't even want me to be involved. I'm done. I'm done.
No, you're not done. We want you here. We just don't want to talk about that. Oh.
Listen, I just really just think that people just we're in a perverse world right now.
True.
To where you know there is no more shame in anything that anybody wants to do. When you accept that a girl can be a boy and a boy can be a girl, a man can be a horse and a horse can be a human. Why would we rule out that a mama can be with that it would be okay for a mama to be with her son and a daddy to be but this is the crazy thing. This is the crazy thing. If that was vice versa and the daddy reignited with the daughter and started being intimate with his daughter, he would be so shamed.
You think so? Will you shut the hell up?
Listen, Kate.
Franklin. They say her daddy is her son's her father, her baby daddy.
I mean, that's
shame. He was a proud Rolling Stone.
Listen, I never heard it, but to me he's disgusting. But
to you he may be, but even to his congregation, their church was according to like how like if you can YouTube, they got a whole YouTube on it about her and her father, how he came up in the church and how much he was a man of God, but they had a weird congregation. That's how they described it.
But see, we call them cults. We call those cults to where you think it's okay to
I think they call them Baptists. But I digress.
Allegedly, we don't want the Baptist congregation to come after us.
No, but what was TDJ's non-denominational?
You have to be. I mean, to me, I mean maybe, but that's what I'm saying. We're so accepted to anything now. There is no shame in nothing that goes on now.
But I agree with you on that. The level of wrong.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where
right to do as they choose?
Tabby says, "Here I go, Baptist congregation."
Helpful. I told you they were coming. I told you. But go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead, Kate.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I want to do the video. I was just gonna re-say what I had said because I didn't think he had heard me. But
we didn't hear you. We didn't hear you because Tony wanted to know if anybody been swallowed.
Have you been swallowed?
Oh.
But listen, I got an update for the was it Sonia Massey?
Yes.
Massey.
Check this out.
Information is starting to leak out in the cracks of this Sonia Massey story.
We know what Grayson did, so we don't need to speak about that. But the first thing he did when he walked up to the door was ask her about her mental health. Well, Grayson has a wife named Isabel. Isabel is a nurse, and guess where she's a nurse at? Capital Community Center, where Sonia Massey had treatment. They say that her and Sonia Massey had an altercation, and it just went bad. So Sonia Massey came home. It is alleged that she called her husband. Her husband broke all the windows out of Sonia's car and then waited for the call so that he could be there because, well, apparently he was upset. Now, because the first thing he did was ask about her mental health, we're going to assume and allegedly that his wife Isabel leaked information, confidential information, causing her to break HIPAA law. Isabel's husband has these tattoos on his arms that would signify, allegedly, that he's a racist. So I can't see her being any different. See, a racist nurse is to us as black women what the police is to a black man. So when you have a police officer that's racist who's married to a nurse that's racist, allegedly, well, that's a racist power couple. He works from the streets, she works in the medical field. A racist nurse does things like fudge your high blood pressure and say it's not high, and then you go home and... A racist nurse will fudge your blood pressure and then tell the people in the files that you are a drug seeker, you are a frequent flyer. She will not control your pain. She is very, very dangerous to us. Well, her and her husband's life has already changed, but we want it to change a little more. On the front of the screen is her employer. I want you to call the human resource director, the CEO, and anybody else that you can get in touch with. I want you to send emails and tell them that you suspect that she broke HIPAA law. You suspect that her and her husband conspired to unalive Sonia Massey. It was an execution. I want you to let them know that you believe that it was race motivated and she doesn't need to be in the clinic. I want you to do it before they have a chance to ask her to resign. I want you to change her life. On the front of the screen is the nursing board information. I want you to go after her license. I want you to tell them that you suspect that she broke HIPAA. I want you to tell them that you suspect that she was racist and she is not the right person for this type of job. If you make the calls, they will snatch the license. She needs to be charged with accessory to what her husband has done. Make the calls. This is a call to action. Go to work.
Go to work, people.
Well, shoot, I'm driving.
Hold on.
I did not get a chance to write any of that information down. But if you please get it to me, because I don't have a problem with going to work.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I'm definitely all for the dude who killed her to get whatever's coming to him. But I would definitely love to have some proof exposed by his wife. I don't want to just go off of allegedly. I'm a firm believer in facts and truth because I know I don't want to be judged.
It's a fact that she's a nurse at that hospital.
No, but that's not what the fact is. The fact is you have no proof to say that she allegedly did anything but been married. Excuse me, they wasn't married. They were engaged. And the fact is we don't know if she told him to do anything. That's the fact.
You know what? I'm going to say this. You can say that. I was separated from my husband. So we did not live together. I didn't even like him. But this dude at my job tried me. And he was on the phone and he overheard it. I didn't even have to say anything to him. The next thing I know, he was inside that building doing what he felt he needed to do.
But that's different.
No, there's no difference. She could have been on the phone with her fiance and then telling about her day and saying what happened to her. And he could have got very upset. And,
of course.
And police officers live behind their badge, and he could have took it into his own hands to go and do.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
What this lady in this video said is she violated HIPAA. HIPAA is privacy. That means
HIPAA does not. That's not what HIPAA is. HIPAA does not mean that I can't go home and tell my husband that I had a bad day.
But I can't say who I had it with.
No, you can't say what their mental. You can't say what their mental stuff is. But you can say who it was.
I cannot. No, you cannot.
Your husband ain't supposed to know that she's even in the hospital.
But you don't know if that's how that happened.
Listen.
We don't know. We're just as worse as them. We're gonna say. We're gonna say that we're gonna be just as worse as y'all be okay. I'm never gonna co-sign off something just because somebody said allegedly. If you got proof, I'm with you. But allegedly ain't enough for me.
No, I get you on that because if she was being and I really feel the reason why she said allegedly It's for the algorithm of YouTube. I
That
didn't
lady
say that
would be
word right.
arrested right now. That lady would be arrested right now.
Not,
Yes.
no, because
Why
that lady
wouldn't she
got
be?
killed. That lady got killed July 6th, and they brushed everything under the table and sugarcoated and changed up all
Yes,
the
they
stories
did,
the
but
best
that
way
had
they
nothing to do
could.
with her.
No, it had what it had to do with was she wasn't even gonna be exposed. So we don't
Right,
need to expose it. We don't need everybody to go down. They
but
don't try
listen,
to let the whole
I
camp.
got
That's
that
one
cake.
man.
I'm with you on that. But what I'm saying is, until the facts come out that the lady did something wrong, the alleged part has to be said, and it has to be for real until we got the proof. Because I wouldn't want nobody to say Tony allegedly or Juicy allegedly did something, and people are misjudging your character based off of what somebody else false narrative belief is.
Well, I hear you on that. And that's why the information is there. And that's why we all always are not to take anything for face value, but do your due diligence, research it for yourself, and then go to work.
If it is true, destroy her. But if it is
Right.
not true, and this lady was not implemented, has not done anything wrong outside of her having misjudged a character, or she may be just who he is. But let's get the proof and definitely make sure that before you hang somebody out to dry, because remember, you're judging, yet you can be judged by the same measures that you judge someone else by, especially if it's falsely. So let's stop pushing false propaganda. Not saying that it's false, but let's get the facts. That way, when we stand on something, we can't be moved. But anything that's bullshit and made up and propaganda, you can come from up under that and look like a fool your damn self. It's okay to punish the one that did it. It's okay to punish the one that did it. But I wouldn't want nobody to punish my mama, punish you, Tony, Tayama Savage, based off of when y'all stand firm with me. I want y'all to know beyond the shadow of a doubt, my brother didn't do this.
And on that note, I saw a video. I don't know, Tony, are you going to show a video by Candace Owens?
I don't have a video by Candace Owens.
Okay. I meant to send it to you, but I might not have. I don't know if I did. But she was speaking on this situation, and she was saying to the Black community that this is all a ploy to get us aroused and to distract us. And they know that we are emotional and we will react for situations like this, and that we shouldn't be moved. We shouldn't retaliate or play to their puppeteering that they're doing with this situation. That there's more going on than what is being exposed, and we're just being fed and manipulated.
And I know what you're talking about, Cake, because if you go back to every major election from Barack Obama to now, every 4 years right before an election has taken place, a black murder has taken place on the behalf of, in a sense like this. Trayvon Martin, when Barack was coming into office, was murdered by George Zimmerman, which was a handout, which was, went to court as long as it took. The next murder that was on a serious caliber like that was the next big election was when Donald Trump got defeated by Biden. That would be your boy the one that had the police kneeling in his neck, George Floyd. And on the break of all of this that has just recently happened, there's another murder by a police officer that has taken place right before an election, because those are the things that arouses and make black people stand out and vote more democratically. So if we go back in, it's there. The history is there. It from Barack to the day. Every time an election came about, there was a heinous murder by somebody like George Zimmerman, police officers, and it made more black people get out and go vote democratically. Go look at it.
Well, speaking of facts, here's a video here.
But I said there's a lot going on at the surface level in terms of donors and campaign positions and campaign strategy and the way they're behaving in public. There's a lot that is weird about this campaign thus far. But there is one last thing in terms of the weirdness of this campaign that I think is actually quite serious. You probably heard this weekend that Donald Trump told an audience on Friday night that if they vote for him this November, if he's voted back into office this November, they will never have to vote again. He told an audience on Friday to, quote, get out and vote just this time. He said after this time, quote, you won't have to do it anymore. You won't have to vote anymore. He said, quote, in 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good, and you're not going to have to vote. Now, this is not the first time Trump has told a campaign audience that they will never have to vote again once they vote him back in this time. And that is as alarming as it sounds for all the reasons that you immediately think it is, right? I mean, he's positing this like this is a happy thing. Oh, joy, never having the burden of voting again, right? The point of democracy is that we vote all the time, and we like it. That's how we decide what happens in our country. He's promising his followers that he'll end all of that. And it's exactly what you think it is. But let me also point out something more strange, which has been happening at the same time and it hasn't had as much attention. The day before Trump made those remarks on Friday he said, you're never going to have to vote again after you vote for me this one time. The day before that, on Thursday last week, he didn't say that people wouldn't have to vote anymore once he was elected this November. No, the day before that, on Thursday, he told his supporters, not that they're not going to have to vote again, but that they don't have to vote this time, that they don't need to vote for him this November.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes. He said that on Thursday last week. And it turns out this is something, when you look, he says this all the time now. Watch.
My instruction, we don't need the votes. I have so many votes.
We don't need votes. I tell my people, I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. We don't need votes. We got more votes than anybody's ever had. You don't have to vote. Don't worry about voting. The voting, we got plenty of votes.
Don't worry about voting. Of all the weirdness around this campaign, this is a truly strange thing to tell people, right? Don't vote. I don't need your vote. I don't want your vote. I mean, all the surface level weirdness is, worth noting. Having a new position on literally anything you can think of as soon as any random rich guy tells you to, that's a weird thing. Picking the eccentric billionaire's intern for your running mate, even though you apparently had no idea who he was or what a disaster he is on television, all of this is weird. But telling voters, do not bother to vote for me, it doesn't matter if you do, I don't need your votes. That is a thing that should prick up your ears. Because what that means is that he doesn't think he needs to win the vote to win the election. He doesn't think he needs to win the election in order to take power. He thinks something other than votes is going to determine whether or not he gets back in the White House. At Rolling Stone today, they profile 70 different election officials who have been put into position in the swing states of Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, who are election denialists, committed election denialists, officials that have been put in place in all of those swing states to make sure that election results, no matter what they are, do not get certified in those states this year. Quote, at least 22 of these election officials have already refused or delayed certification processes in recent elections. According to Democratic election lawyer Mark Elias, quote, I think we are going to see mass refusals to certify the election in November. Quote, Republicans are counting on not just that they can disrupt the election in big counties, they're counting on the fact that if they don't certify in several small counties, you can't certify statewide results. 70 officials in place across just the swing states. For all the surface level weird behavior and language and strange choices and incoherence and odd donors in the Republican campaign, the serious core at the heart of it is that they are not planning on the vote being counted as normal. They are not counting on the election results being tallied as normal. They are not counting on the vote. And in fact, Trump is now repeatedly saying the vote will not matter. He doesn't even want your vote. The Republicans are counting on the election results not being certified, thereby creating chaos in Washington around the results. Just like 2020, right? Just like January 6, 2021, except this time with no Mike Pence in the way and with Republican officials already in place in multiple states saying, yeah, you may not get any sort of official vote. The weirdness of this campaign is astonishing 99 days out. The dislocation from real campaigning, though, the dislocation from actually asking people for their votes, that means something. It means they are not trying to win this thing in a normal way. So 99 days out, as Democrats stand up what, by all accounts, looks like a juggernaut traditional campaign under Kamala Harris, are they prepared for this level of weirdness after the votes are cast? Are they ready for what's coming?
You know, it's funny how they report it like that with Trump, whereas I saw a video and it had to do with Biden, and I can't remember it right now because this just like bewildered me even more. But I had said in my caption, this is so clever. One of the cleverest ways of how to throw the election when it comes to counting the balance. Like everybody, Biden, he's stepping down. But how many people have already turned in their mail-in absentee ballots?
Well, the mail-in absentee ballots for president hasn't gone out yet. The only ones went out so far, the mail-ins was for the local election, like your city council.
There was something that isn't there something that's been put out that for him to like say yes he can get it or something.
Well, this is the thing, right? Nobody, even right now, nobody has officially heard or seen Joe Biden since the election. I mean, since the debate between him and Trump. Nobody has officially saw Joe Biden come out and say, hey, y'all, I'm stepping down. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. The question that you have to ask yourself is this. If Joe Biden is in such a bad position that he can't run for re-election, then that means that he should have already stepped down because he don't have the mental capacity to continue on as the president of the United States. So if there's nothing wrong with him staying on board until the election and all the way to January where they have to, what's the thing they have, inaugurate the next president of the United States, then there's nothing wrong with Joe Biden. This has been the plan all along. Now, for years, people have been saying mentally Joe Biden has been off and unstable. But the Democratic Party has always said, no, he's just as sharp as he's always been, da-da-da-da-da-da. When he got exposed on national TV and the Democratic Party realized that, hey, he's not going to be able to pull it off, this is when they went behind closed doors and said that he signed a document saying that he's stepping down from the election. Nobody still hasn't talked to him. No news media, no news outlet, or nobody has spoken to him since. And they've said that the man caught COVID right after that debate, and nobody's seen it. Now, by the law of the land, right now, there shouldn't even been an acceptance of Kamala Harris being put in a position for even being considered to run for presidency, because the law says that once Biden did that, everything supposed to have started over because they needed to see who would the people choose. That whole process is supposed to have started over from debates with the Democratic Party and all the Democratic candidates, and the Democratic voters supposed to have voted in who they wanted to be in the position that Kamala Harris is in. This has all been a plan and a ploy from the very beginning. But legally, I'm gonna show y'all something. Y'all gonna watch and see what I say. She's not gonna win the election, not because she may not beat him, but because the same way that Trump has went and won almost every case, he done had what the Supreme Court have come out and ruled and said that the case against him in New York was illegal, and anything that he did while he was the president of the United States at that time is up under this protection, this immunity. So those charges are not gone. The only thing that Trump really have over his head now is the bullshit that he got to deal with Fannie Willis. Y'all for those that think that Donald Trump, I don't know exactly what he mean by y'all won't have to vote again, because people give so much power to the president of the United States. The president can make an executive order, and the Supreme Court can strike it down. Congress can strike it down. So there's no rule that he can put in place that Congress and the Senate can't go and overthrow. So him saying, "Oh, y'all ain't gonna have to vote again. Y'all will never have to vote again." He can put in whatever policy and law he can think he's trying to executive order, but it has nothing to do because Congress can stop it.
But if all the people in Congress and people that he put in there,
he ain't put nobody in Congress.
No, I didn't. I'm saying, but if he gets elected and he's the one put people in there,
in where?
In Congress.
He don't put anybody in Congress.
Oh, I'm thinking about the Supreme Court.
Right, the Supreme Court already said, and he already put. This was done in the process of when he was in his office the first term. The Supreme Court can stop his stuff, and Congress can veto both of them. So he don't have that type of power. And this is why I always say to y'all, and y'all have heard me say it numerous times, we worry about the president, but the power lies with Congress. Those are the people that make all the laws and policies for the United States of America. Come on now, we gotta know our U.S. history. We gotta know our world history. We gotta understand that this is why the president don't have all power. Because when you allow one entity to have all power, you create a dictatorship.
Well, teach us. Because, see, I don't know too much about the election because I don't participate in it. So I don't know when the ballots and stuff be out. I just know that I did receive something in the mail saying absentee ballot. And I was like...
Yeah, that's for your local people.
Yeah.
Local and state level.
And in my mind went to, well, how this man gonna change when people are saying, yeah, nay to him? He's just really trying to throw that shit like in a circle.
Yeah. But this is my thing. I think both sides, Tony and Drew, is using fear tactics. I'm talking about on both sides. I think both sides use fear tactics to the point to where they're seriously fit to divide. You think we're divided now? The United States is going to be divided.
That's what I thought he meant by you won't have to worry about voting because it'll be segregated. So what you want, you'll have it. What they want, they'll have it. We ain't got to worry about the vote.
What I gathered was that because he's trying to be Putin. He's trying to get in office and be there forever, like Putin. That's what I was thinking.
See, but he would have to go. This is why I say he would have to go back. Congress would have to agree with him because remember now how bills are passed. Other than him doing an executive order, Congress can overrule the executive order and veto it. But he can't do an executive order that can abolish votes. That would have to be going before Congress, and Congress voted in saying this is the new law. But they're not going to do that because they know then you're going, hold on, we must vote more Democrats in the Congress, absolutely. Why is that? Where's the education behind that?
But
we got another video.
Got several. I'm trying to rush them through real quick.
Let's get it.
Here's one. It's called "Black Only at Death."
Mm-hmm.
This one you got to pay close attention because it's a twist in the story. Check it out. It's a 4-minute video. We'll pay close attention.
Have y'all seen this? Hold on.
Secret mother, a grandfather she had never met, and a family history that she never suspected. Gail Lukasik could not have predicted what she would discover when she decided to dig into her mother's mysterious past.
Y'all not gonna believe this. I did not believe
This is
it.
my mom and dad. And as far as I know, my father went to his grave never knowing my mom's secret. My parents met during World War II. My mom was an absolutely stunningly beautiful woman. My dad, he had a great sense of humor. He served in the Pacific. He was very proud of that.
In 1944, after the war, Harold Kalina married Alvera Frederick. They settled in a working-class neighborhood in Parma, Ohio. In 1946, their daughter Gail was born. Throughout her childhood, Gail says her mother mystified her in some ways.
She was very meticulous about her makeup. She would wear a light foundation makeup to bed at night, which I thought was a little strange. She would never go out in the sun unless she had a wide brim hat. She would cover her hands with gloves. Really didn't like to be in the sun.
But Gail says the biggest mystery was her mother's selective memory when talking about her own father, Azimar Frederick.
I said, Mom, when was he born? When did he die? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember.
Growing up, Gail never saw one photo of her grandfather. Finally, in 1995, when she was 48, she decided to search for his identity, combing through microfilm.
At first, I couldn't find him. Then I put in the 1900 Louisiana census records, and suddenly I see the name Azimar Frederick.
Here it goes.
Frederick's in the same household.
Then
I noticed something else very curious. Next to all their names is the letter B. So go to the head of that column to see what it stands for, and it says race. So that B, does that mean black?
Gail wanted to confront her mother, but first she reached out to the state of Louisiana, requesting her mother's birth certificate.
I pretended I was my mother and that I'd lost my birth certificate. I opened that birth certificate, and there in parentheses were 3 letters, COL. So I wrote to the state again and said, my birth certificate said COL, which Lord, what that means. They sent me a very official letter back, and they said, COL is for colored.
You're one of us.
I just was speechless.
You're one of the
elites. I didn't know if my mother knew, but I'm thinking, how could she not know this? And why has she never said anything to me?
Lord.
We're joined now by Gail Lukasik, who has written about her mother's secret past in a new book, White Like Her. Welcome, Gail.
Thank you very much.
Great to see you here. So, you did finally work up the nerve to ask your mother about this birth certificate. It took you 2 years, but you finally sat down with her. You knew it had to be face-to-face.
Yes, it had to be. This is not a conversation you have on the telephone.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
And you asked her why she's listed as, quote, colored on the birth certificate.
I did. I told her I found her birth certificate. It said colored. And she became very indignant with me. And she said, I don't know what birth certificate you have, but mine says I'm white. So I thought, well, wait a minute. So I said, Mom, I have some other documents that I could show you. The census records, your father's listed as black. And I have a letter from the state of Louisiana saying that COL means colored. Well, she got very quiet. And she's sitting in this large chair, and it almost seemed like the chair was swallowing her because she got very small. And she looked at me and she said, "You have to promise me you will never tell anyone until after I die."
Because what in the world? That was in 1997. That lady said, "I still don't want to be black till the day I die." Can y'all believe that?
Sure can.
So she lived her life whitey.
She lived her life like a
That
lot of
reminds me
niggas wish
of
they
a
could.
old movie came out years ago. I think it was called The Imitation of Life.
Yep, I love that movie.
Yes, every time I see it, I cry. But that
Especially in
movie,
black and white.
yes, with Mahalia Jackson was in
Yeah,
it.
it's like almost like gone with the wind.
Yes, and in the movie, there was a character that was a black female, born of a black mom, but because she was so light skinned, she passed as she could pass as white. She went out and dated the white boys. She worked at the white nightclubs, the whites only clubs, and all this kind of stuff. And she was ashamed of her mom because her mom was dark skinned and of course black, and she was a maid. And so she didn't come to reality until the day her mom died, and it was such a hurtful, heart wrenching scene. Y'all got to see the movie. If you haven't seen the movie, go out and watch Imitation of Life.
Yep.
But when I saw this video, my mind went right back to that movie where this mother married a white man, and I'm sure the white man didn't know because they was during a time where segregation was involved, and he would have been probably killed marrying a black woman.
Listen, this is my thing. Her husband knew she was black, cause you can't hide that black cooter.
Oh Lord.
When he took off them clothes, he saw black fresh meat up on all them clothes, and that wasn't no white cooter.
But she was so
That's
light.
true. Well, because black babies, you have your growing area is darker.
Listen. I don't know about you, Kate, but I done saw some white flesh, and I ain't seen not one white vagina that was black.
No, I'm saying if you, I didn't say black, like you got,
Not even brown. Not even
I ain't
brown.
saying that. I'm saying you look at when they're, and I don't know, I ain't seen no adult people like that, so I can't say that. But when babies are born, the area, the complexion of the skin is a little darker than the rest of the body. I'm not like even the ears. And so I'm not saying it's black, like, oh, that's baby gonna be chocolate. No, it's just a little bit like more tan. You can see a pigmentation other than white, is what I'm saying.
And if I'm a white man and I don't see white women, I know what an African American vagina look like, and I know what a American white woman look like. And that man knew that the woman that he was with, she may have been fair color, but up under that right there, he knew that that was the peak. He knew that was the naps on the nap bread on top of the pussy would have let them know that this is a black woman.
The vagina hair don't have to be nappy though.
Listen, that whole hair was nappy up under there. She shaved it and kept it bald when nobody else wasn't shaving back in 14.
But she's biracial. The hair could have been from the white side.
But nobody said that the mama was biracial. They just said that she noticed that her mama used to keep her face covered with this white stuff all the time.
Right.
Well, my grandmother was very, very light skinned, and her children all were and had freckles. They go out into the sun and they get sunburned. They wouldn't get darker; they get red and peel like a tomato. They would be like white people. but they were black. And
But you can look at that lady on the video and tell she had African descent features in her face.
Now, I really personally think that man didn't care.
Yeah, he didn't care. But in that day and time, it was a no-go.
But
no
she
fly
passed.
zone.
It was a no-go, but she passed and no one questioned it. So what is there to say about it?
Right. But he knew. He knew that he was getting a whole juice box down there.
I believe more than just he knew, because if I'm not wrong, I believe you have to show your birth certificate back then to get married. Because I think you had to do blood tests and stuff back then too.
Yeah, back then the blood test was required.
Mm-hmm.
He had to be somebody. Her grandfather or her dad had to be somebody of influential power that was able to, cover up some things, because the mama said she had a birth certificate that was signed that was saying she was a white woman. So somebody was able to cover up some stuff.
Right.
Because see, when she wrote back the vital statistics and said, let me get a copy of this birth certificate. That right there, that's the record.
Right.
That right there is gonna be where you can go pull that forever in the database. So that's who you are, baby. What you got in your hand could have easily been doctored. But every time we reach back and write back the vital statistics and we ask for your birth certificate, it come back with the COL on it.
Well, I'm having an issue now personally with my birth certificate, and the information has been changed from what my original was to when I go and get it now. It's different.
What is it, male?
Yes, it does.
We're gonna stop calling you Juicy Cake and call you Beefcake then.
Call me Beef Jerky.
Oh shit!
What's the next video, Tony? Before we get out of here.
I just got one more, and then we can go ahead and end that. Because you're sleepy, I'm sleepy. Let me see if I could choose it wide.
Beef jerky.
So send the one, Tony, I showed you about the man with the school teacher and stuff.
I can't download it. I don't know what I did with it. I sent it to everybody, but I didn't save it.
Well, I'll resend it to you tomorrow.
Resend it to me, and I'm gonna show it Thursday. I was looking for it for tonight.
Okay.
I'll do it. But there's two I want to show real quick. This one is called the Thick Teacher Prank.
No, it was in 1490. Okay, who threw that paper? Nina, you keep disrupting my class. You're gonna have to stay here with me after school in detention. It wasn't me.
Wait, we get to stay with you, like after class with you? Like we get extra detention?
Yes, you'll have to stay in detention if you disrupt my class.
It wasn't me. How long?
2 hours.
2 hours? 2 hours?
Yes, 2 hours in detention.
Oh, I need 3 minutes!
Them nasty ass boys.
That's legacy.
That's legacy. And his sons.
And his sons. That's 3 generations.
Yes. Oh, stay with you? Oh, yeah. All of them just nasty and tea. I saw that video. I said, yeah, this legacy right here. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's legacy.
Y'all just...
Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm going to show this last video, and then we can go ahead and close out. No. 2. Hold on. This one real quick. Hold on.
Project 2025 is rooted in Christian nationalism. We all know Donald Trump is not religious. I doubt he's ever opened a Bible. But Trump is surrounded by religious extremists. He's their useful idiot. As long as they give him power, he gives them their policies, just like he did when he overturned Roe v. Wade. The man who is rumored to be chief of staff in a second Trump administration is a self-proclaimed Christian nationalist. In Project 2025, they're already planning to ban abortion nationwide, ban IVF, ban contraception, ban gay marriage. Some of them are even talking about banning what they call recreational sex. This is the Christian Taliban. They are perverting my Christian faith and subverting our democracy. And I know what's coming because I see it every day at the Texas Capitol. They are testing these ideas in states like Texas before they take them nationwide, banning books, banning abortion, forcing every teacher to display the Ten Commandments, replacing school counselors with untrained chaplains, defunding public schools to subsidize private Christian schools. We are sleepwalking toward theocracy, and we must act with the urgency that this moment demands.
In Texas, they've already banned certain porn sites, and that's your freedom.
But what's wrong with that? What's wrong with banning certain porn sites?
That's taking away your right. If I want to look at porn all day, that's my choice.
No. See, and but that's the thing.
Why should the government be concerned with what I watch?
No. Listen, I'm okay, and I hear what you're saying, but we have to come up with a better way for allowing people to enter into that realm. So children right now can go to their phone and type in Pornhub.com, and it can come up. There is no self-verification. You don't have to put in your date of birth. You don't have to do nothing. All you got to do is put in Pornhub.com, and it comes up and it asks you one question: are you 18 years or older? All you got to do is say yes, and you're in there.
Right.
It's about the perversion is that there's no rules or guidelines around anything. So as long as you're willing to put guidelines and protections so that our youth don't have that type of access to something.
What they should do, instead of banning the porn sites, they should make the sites create a restriction, like they have to upload an ID, so the ID have to be verified. Do those things. Don't take away my privilege. Don't take away my justice.
Because I utilize it.
Yes, daily. So don't take away my extracurricular activity. When I'm home by myself, I want to ski.
See, the thing about it is it's like they trying to keep people from going to hell and damnation, and everybody's just like, no, I want to go. I want to go.
But that's not the government's decision.
No, but guess what?
The government is not my parent.
Well, if that's the case, then you got to say that if they can't put that rule in place, then there shouldn't be a rule. There shouldn't be any rules that the government should be able to set to say that the speed limit is 101 in a 25-mile zone, because you can't say 1 minute the government can implement something and the next minute that they can't. You have to either be all in or all not that they get to make rules and policies.
No, once again, they should be able to do the driving, because that's been proven that kills people. But me whacking my meat on a daily basis doesn't kill me.
But
it does.
But it does, and you already know that. So I'm all for being able to allow people to have their rights to do what you're saying, but let's not say that them implementing that type of policy is in a sense of trying to take away someone's right. What it's doing is allowing for people to do things secretively that doesn't need to be so open, because our children are already being exposed to so much other negative stuff that needs to be addressed. This one little thing saying that, hey, we're trying to put this in the back closet, that we don't have to have everything out in the front.
But if I'm in a state like Texas and it's restricted, I can't look at porn secretly because I can't get on the sites no more.
They said some. They didn't say all. He didn't say all. He said some, bro.
Right. The porn sites. So the only porn
He
I can
said
watch.
some certain porn sites. That's what he said. He didn't say all.
No, Don Allen lives in Texas. He says they're trying to get across the board and do all. But right now, some has been passed already.
Mm-hmm. But then some are not, because it's not gonna be all. Because get what? It's also some of them same people that we saying, hey, you not. They might feel like me and you do. Hey, but sometimes I get tired of the old lady. I go off and duck off in the bathroom for 25.
I thought you do it right now. I thought you do it right now over their face and skeet on their face.
No. I said. Ain't nothing wrong with a little milk drinking from time to time or a milk bath.
Oh, have you ever been swallowed?
Listen, man. Let's go ahead and get out of here, man.
Go ahead.
Listen, man, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be amongst y'all. We appreciate T and the Savage for showing up and showing out like she always used to do. We appreciate you giving us that energy tonight, mama. Then we want to give out to the individuals that popped in and popped out. I still never got to see the individual who popped up and say, "Yo, we need to vote Democratic." He or she never came back and elaborated on why do they feel people need to vote Democrat. So this is what I be trying to tell people about the idiocy of people just believing that you need to vote Democrat, because more than likely this was a black person who has also been swallowed by the indoctrination that black people should only vote Democrat. But we still appreciate your opinion and what you brought to the show.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where
Well, we gonna go ahead and bring out the juiciest cakes in the business, my sister KK. Let them know where they can find all the Dunkin' and the Heinz.
You can find me here on the ATL show every Tuesday and Thursday. On Tuesday, we're at 9, and Thursday, 8 o'clock. You can check me out on Facebook, Miss Juicy. On Instagram, Miss Beautiful. And TikTok, Miss Beautiful or Miss Juicy Cakes. And Bebo, Miss Juicy. Who does so many find me's? But you know what? Really just find me here every Tuesday and Thursday.
All right. We greatly appreciate you with all the information and accolades and degrees and scholarships and scholaring that you bring to this table. Listen, we got 2 people on our show that nobody else in the world can bring that can outdo our Juicy Cake and round the world.
Oh Lord.
So well, we know he ain't never been swallowed. Nobody can fit it to swallow. So, but we're gonna go in and bring out my brother, the pain in my side, the person that allows us up under God, that allows us to be in these ATL worlds and these ATL streets, to be able to bring you our input and our intellect, though, excuse me, please, on things that we deem that we need to address. Go ahead and bring out the thorn in my side. AB, my big brother, that's a little big brother. Let them know.
Good evening, folks. Once again, thank everybody for coming on tonight. For spending your evening with us. I really appreciate you, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but yet you chose to be with us, and I appreciate it. Again, do me a favor, like I said, if you haven't, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and most importantly, definitely share this on your social media so that your friends and family can come over here and enjoy the craziness of Legacy, Kill 'em Dead, the Great. But I'm yours truly, Mr. Anthony Brown. I can be found on all social medias. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can also follow me on Bigo, B-I-G-O, under Anthony the Notary. Follow my Facebook page, Anthony the Writer. You can email me at theanthonybrownshow@gmail.com, or text or call me with any show ideas, comments, concerns, good, bad, ugly, indifferent, or whatever, anything you want us to discuss. You could text me or call me at 561-768-3710. Words that I live by is you got to grind until you shine.
All right. We appreciate you, bro. We couldn't do this without you. We didn't want to do it. And everybody, y'all know who I am. I'm Legacy the Great. What's the new name that you got for me, Tony?
Legacy, kill 'em dead. The Great.
Yeah, that's my new nickname. But y'all know how y'all can reach out to me. Y'all can reach out to me on Facebook up under Dream Williams. YouTube, you can reach out to me at Legacy the Great. My email is legacyunlocked@mail.com. Business purposes only. Needing any help with understanding and how to move certain paperwork in the courthouse, motions, disability, problems with baby mamas, baby daddies not giving you your opportunity to spend the proper time with your children and things. And if you're locked out of your vehicles in the Palm Beach, Lee County areas, you can reach out to me at 561-907-9129. If you can't get me there, you can reach out to me at 229-630-7615. And y'all know the words that I live by and been living by this since 2020. You gotta do what, Kate?
I was about to say you gotta grind till you shine, but no, you don't. ATL, ho.
You got an ATL, ho.
Good night, everybody.
On the border, the choice is simple. Kamala Harris supports increasing the number of Border Patrol agents. Donald Trump blocked a bill to increase the number of Border Patrol agents. Kamala Harris supports investing in new technology to block fentanyl from entering the country. Donald Trump blocked funding for technology to block fentanyl from entering the country. Kamala Harris supports spending more money to stop human traffickers. Donald Trump blocked money to stop human traffickers. Kamala Harris prosecuted transnational gang members and got them sentenced to prison. Trump is trying to avoid being sentenced to prison. There's two choices in this election: the one who will fix our broken immigration system and the one who's trying to stop her.